Hello, I'm Matt and welcome to Badger Workshop. So since moving my big bench out of the workshop, I've missed having a router insert. I picked up this little one off Amazon and at first I didn't think the screw holes lined up, but you've just got to turn it the right way and then they all match. Like normal, there's a link down below to this and all the other tools I use. I need to make a template so I can cut a place for this insert to go. I'm going to use some plywood for this, so I get some bits cut down on the table saw. I get 3 bits cut, 2 to go on the sides, and then I need bits to go in between that are the exact same width as this insert. So I get the stop set up and then I can cut a couple of other pieces. These 4 pieces can now go round the insert and it's a nice snug fit. I just mark out where the insert starts and stops to make it easier when I apply some glue, and then I can get some CA glue put on and the whole thing put together. This is not going to be an incredibly strong joint, but it's only got to hold up for one job. I've got some 18mm ply for this insert to go into, so I work out how big I want the top of this router table to be, and then I can get a piece cut down. The template can now be clamped into place, and it's big enough so I can run a router around without knocking into the clamps. I install a bearing guided bit in the router, and then I can put it in the template, run the bearing around along the template, and cut out the shape. This is just a shallow pass, and now I set the router to the depth of the insert and the plywood combined. Now I can do another pass at that depth. After going around the perimeter, I then remove all the waste in the centre as well. With it all removed, I can get the clamps taken off and the template and have a test fit. And it doesn't fit bad at all. Now I need to cut away some more material so the router bit will fit through, so I use the washer and pencil trick to mark out around the perimeter. I can then drill some holes out in the corners that I marked and then get the piece put in the vise. I can now run the jigsaw around that line I've drawn and cut out the centre, just leaving a small ledge for the router plate to sit on. A small spindle in the sander does a good job of cleaning this up, but you're never going to see it, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Now it's back to the table saw to cut some more pieces for a base, the sides and a back, just to have some scrap bits of ply I had. Now in the base I need to be able to get the router in and out, so I want to cut away some material. I mark out the centre point on the base, and then I use the largest hole saw I have to cut out a hole. I draw some lines from the circle to the edge of the piece, and then I can take it to the bandsaw and get that portion cut out. Then it's back to the spindle sander to get that cleaned up. I can then give the rest of the pieces a quick sand down. This base for the router has a dust port, so I want a hole in the side to be able to get a hose through, so I can get that cut out using a hole saw. Now I can get this put together. I'm just going to use some PVA wood glue and some screws. I'm making this now because I really could use it for next week's project. The insert just gets attached with 4 screws in the corner. Mine fitted perfectly flush first time, but what probably would have been a better idea was to route it out slightly deeper than needed and then shim it until I got to the perfect level. 4 bolts go through the top and hold the router base in place. To finish, I'm just going to use some Rag & Bone Brown's wax, as it will help pieces slide nicely over the top. So that's it all done. Really quick and simple, and should be easy to move around and store. I would like a bigger table in the future with a fence, but this is just great for doing roundovers and chamfers. And it can be easily stored away and then brought out and clamped onto any flat surface. So that's it all done. Or so I thought. I went away and thought about it that evening and had a good idea. Well, it occasionally does happen. It's great that it can mount on any surface, but if it mounted to the end of the bench as well, it would be a good working height and offer more support to workpieces. I had some of these brackets that just slide together, so I set up a depth that I want them to go and got a couple mounted to the end of the bench. Then I could get a couple mounted to the back of the router table. Now it can be mounted on top of any flat surface or just drop onto the end of the bench here where it's flush with the top. These brackets are great and really quick to take it on and off. So that really is it all done. Thanks for watching, thanks to my Patreons, and please subscribe for more videos.